Thank you so much for having me on, and I'd like to thank Sunny. Sunny, thank you so much for bringing me on board. It's something I always look forward to, radio commentary, and it's going to be a very different approach to what broadcasting would be on television and on the ground. And it's been done once, and it's been a really fun experience with the lads, with Neil, with Kitch. Still work with Charlie, but with Ahmed as well. It's been a fun experience, and I look forward to every game that I'm going to be associated with in this World Cup. I think it's going to be a fun World Cup. I think it's going to be one that's especially the first half. It's going to be very dicey because given the matches that are being played in the US and the kind of wickets that we're seeing over the last week or so, I think every game is going to be a double-edged sword. I was even yesterday's game, US versus Pakistan. It just felt like, man, this could swing any way, and it did in US's favour. So I think we're in a whole new paradigm of cricket, and I think as time goes, cricket's going to evolve in very different directions than we assume it to move in. But it's going to be a fun ride, and I look forward to the next few weeks with all of you all, and all that cricket has to offer in the future. Yes, of course, certainly, because I think Pakistan are a very unpredictable side, and oftentimes we see them being upset by some of the minnow sides or some newer sides that are in the international scene, and that's exactly what's happened. In fact, I was doing a preview show for Ashwin, and in that I kind of predicted that some team would upset Pakistan, and that literally happened in that game yesterday. But I think they're a very dangerous side. One of the things, if you even notice the Pakistan side in World Cup endeavours, you would have seen that in every World Cup there would be some form of upset against them, but they would somehow make it to the back end of the tournament. I still believe that they're a very dangerous side, and I think pressure would be in a slight manner. India would feel the pressure, because now that if US has beaten Pakistan, then the talks about India beating Pakistan would have gone up that much more. So I think Pakistan will also come back really, really strongly, because I think they have a very solid bowling attack. I always believe that batters win you matches, but bowlers win you tournaments. And their egos would be hurt by that loss yesterday, because that fast bowling unit is a solid fast bowling unit. And to see that someone like Gary Kirsten is managing that side, is coaching that side today, there'll be a different approach to how he manages this loss, and how he addresses the team, and how he carries them forward. And probably a different approach that Pakistan probably would have never experienced in the past. So I wouldn't write them off just yet. I still think they're a very dangerous side. You have no choice. It's a World Cup, so you have to deal with the issue as is. Having said that, when you followed the building of, or the construction of the stadium or that ground, it began in January and was ready by March. That could have, as in hindsight, which is always 2020, you could have done that a little bit more earlier and conducted a few games on that track to understand what the nature of the wicket is, what needed to be tweaked when you're having a tournament of the World Cup's caliber. So that could have been preempted a little bit. I think there was a little bit of lack of foresight about that, because the information that we had on hand as far as drop-in wickets are concerned in the American conditions, because it's a very new condition, like playing conditions that are going to be very new. So how do these wickets that are created in Australia going to play and perform in the American conditions? That is a foreign entity. So to understand that, if they had actually preceded the creation of the ground and the whole work stadium construction of it, probably we would have understood it better. Because in Dallas, this was done before as well. For the MLC, they created these wickets also in Dallas, and in North Carolina, that's also happening. And we saw that the wickets in Texas were really, really good. The quality of the wickets were really, really good. But again, in New York, the conditions there versus the conditions in Dallas are very, very different. They're very vastly different. So you got to take that into consideration as well. So they will manage with it, but unfortunately, it is slightly on the more dangerous side, because a lot's happening. You can deal with one variation. If the wicket's too paced, that's fine. But variable bounce, variable pace, variable height in that sense, and it's spongy bounce versus suddenly it skids and bounces through. You see balls that pitch just slightly full of a back of a length, flying through the head. those are dangerous situations for a batter. And when you're bowling 150, 160 clicks, it becomes forget hard to score runs. It becomes hard to survive in as well.